Hello! I'm in a new place! Hey folks, I'm Gino the Painting Acolyte, and the last time we talked, I was in the middle of moving places. Well, with my move over, my life is starting to stabilize and normalize a little bit, and part of that normalization and stability was getting back into mini painting again. Since everything had to be packed away, and then I had to recreate my entire studio space from scratch, and I'm still not super perfectly happy with my, recording setup and everything, but it's a work in progress. It had been a pretty long while since I had put brush to miniature, so I needed something to really get back in the saddle and get going again. Digging through all of my projects, I eventually settled on an old nemesis, the Mind Stealer Sphyrax. The Mind Stealer Sphyrax. I had painted this thing about halfway once. I had tried some oil paints on it and was experimenting, and I had really hated how it had looked, so I stripped the whole thing, and it had been sitting in this kind of weird half-primed, half-stripped state just in my in-progress projects for quite some time. After digging through my projects, I really couldn't think of anything else or better to work on, so I figured, hey, why not? I might as well just do this. Might as well get this done. One of the reasons that this project's been on the back burner for so long is that I haven't really been able to figure out how I even want to paint the thing. The art on the box art really hasn't grabbed me, and there's a lot of really cool paint schemes for this thing online. There's a lot of really cool conversions that people do with it, but really nothing's really grabbed me with this model. So I honestly, after a lot of debate and thinking about it and searching, I figured I'm just gonna freestyle this, and we're gonna see how it goes, and just kind of, freeform it. I wanted to try experimenting with something called Split Complementary Colors, which, in my very uneducated mind, if you know better about what I'm talking about than I do, which you probably do, please let me know what I'm talking about in the comments below, because I've only taken a drawing class once, and that's the vast extent of my fine art knowledge when it comes to this medium. Anyway, split complementary means a few things. So normally you would pick a base color. In this case, I did a sort of green, contrasty paint over a zenithal prime, and normally with a complementary color for green, you would pick red, and you would use that as your secondary color. You know, green and red, Christmas colors and shit. It's a classic. But I really didn't want this cat to look like a Christmas tree, so I wanted to try split complementary colors, which is, rather than picking the complementary color to your base color, you pick the two colors next to the complementary color. I'll have a graphic, hopefully, like over here, that'll show what I'm saying better. So rather than using green and red, I use green, and then I use orange and purple, and I mix a little bit of red into those. The idea here is that, like, visually the two split complementary colors like work in the same way as just using the one complementary color, and I like worked red into the shadows of both of these and like mixed red into them, which I think is something you're supposed to do with this technique, but I was really honestly just freestyling it and, you know, working on it as I went. Ultimately, the process of this model really didn't fill me with a lot of confidence. I kept second-guessing myself and doubting myself as I was painting it, and I just kept not feeling super great about what I was working on. The really bright colors and the high saturation that I was using, and just the color choice in general, really just kept throwing me off. Every time I would look at this thing, I just thought of like Sour Skills or Poison Ivy, which neither of which were really particularly intended, but I kept going, I trusted my gut, and also the very friendly advice of a lot of very friendly strangers online, and I just kept persevering and painting this model and pushing forward. Ultimately, I'm really happy with the result. You know, there's probably a lesson in there to trust your gut and to press on. You always feel the worst about the things that you're working on when you're in the throes of working on them, when you're hyper-focusing and hypercritical of every little detail that you're working on, thinking that, you know, somebody's gonna look at this and think about it the exact same way that I do. When you're laser focused on a task, you start like super overanalyzing every small little detail about it. You only ever see the errors that you're making and you really start to overthink it. But sometimes you just need to keep going, push through all of that, and trust yourself. Well, with this model completed, I feel sufficiently back in the saddle. I'm glad my life has really started to normalize and stabilize now, and that I've been able to get back into painting and recording videos and working on stuff. I'm settling into my new place, and while I've still got a ton of work to do in terms of, you know, my space and everything, and you know, my videos and my mini painting and all that, I'm feeling really good. I'm happy, and I'm feeling good about everything. I plan on making a bit of a vlog at some point about my new place and just kind of my feelings on it and my life in general right now. Let me know in the comments if you feel like that's something that you'd be interested in. I have something a little bit more artsy and non-mini painting related in mind, and I think it'll be really cool, so let me know what you think about that. Thanks for sticking around. I hope you liked this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, I'm Gino the Painting Acolyte. Take care, and bye-bye.